On Friday in the mentoring room, we bought the pound Aussie in the morning, right there. You see this gift line? This is what we bought it, or I bought it on Friday. Right there when it broke this gift line. That was the momentum. We were catching it before the move. This was what followed after the move, and then it went above the range and above the 152.59, and then it failed to hold on. We gave it some room to work, but it just did not work, so at the end of the day I had to close it. But with that decline below the structure in today, it is now turning around. It hasn't failed, and this has become like a big gift, and we're looking for it to continue back to the upside. And therefore this will be now our buying point. Okay? That is the pound Aussie. So we did that. So the next kind of strong currency we need to look at, let's look at the euro dollar. What we're having in the euro right now is a short covering rally. And the short covering rally is primarily focused the euro against the weak currency. So it is weak against the Aussie, or the Aussie is weak against the euro. And the same thing with the US dollar. And the CAD, the Euro CAD also. So first of all, let's look at the Euro dollar. And like we were talking earlier in the beginning of the session, if you see here, we have a structure point at 124.55 on the index. It's 124.40. That's the structure point. So in either case, we are both above the structure. This by no means is a full-blown trend change, but it is the beginning of a short covering rally. And if you look at today's trading range, it's pretty much an inside day. There is no follow-through. I mean, it's just it is kind of slightly positive at 125.10. So our bias for that is still to the upside just by looking at the intraday chart. The trend is up. It came back down. It traded below the 125.74, and then it's just moving sideways. This is not there. And as of this point in time, I do have still an uptrend. Any move to the downside here is a buying opportunity. If I'm going to sell the euro, this is where I'm going to short it, below the 124.81. Anything above that, I'm looking to be a buyer. This is just a slow session. It's just doing nothing. It's a very dull market, and again, it's a holiday, so you don't need to preempt anything. So if we're going to buy this, I'm going to buy it above the 125.40. Actually, I'm going to buy it above 125.57 because that will be the intraday move to the upside. So this will be my buying point. That's my next structure, the 126.22. And if I buy it over here, my stop is going to be where it's at right now. This is the low of the day, so I'm risking 30 pips on that stop. So I'm buying it above 125.37. My stop is below 125.10. And my structural long point is the 126.22. On the short side, I will only go short below the 124.81, which is the intraday structure. And if I do, I'm going to put my stop, say around 125.10. I'm going to leave the 125.10 from last week as my stop. And my structural short point in this case is going to be the 124.55. So for the euro dollar, I'm going to buy it above the intraday structure at 125.37. If I do, I'm looking at a structural long point, which it should test it, because this is the one that it tested it with the Swiss. This is the point that it tested it similar to the Swiss, so they pretty much should be moving in kind of tandem and behaving in a similar way. So we should be looking at to test the 126.22, I hope. And then my stop is going to be the 125. I'm going to give it a little bit room. So my stop is going to be the 125 handle. On the short side, I'm going to go short below the low of the day, which is 124.80. If I do, I have a structure short point at 124.55, and my stop is going to be the 122. What the hell is that? That's a mistake. We'll use the 125 as a long and as a short stop. The 125 number is going to be the stop for the long position and for the short position. Okay? The bias for the euro dollar is to the upside. Okay then. That's the euro dollar. Let me save it.